Well, it's the start of a new fiscal year and the start of season 2 for the big Sleepover Moviecast. Again, I hope some things change. I hope I get some more voices here on this Moviecast, but if not, I'm enjoying it. And maybe you are too. So let's just keep things at least moving and hopefully evolving. And there's so many great films left to be watched. Tonight's is no exception. From 1995, an American biographical crime drama film dealing with drug addiction and basketball. Directed by Scott Calvert, written by Jim Carroll, it's The Basketball Diaries. The Basketball Diaries stars Leo. We all love Leo here on this movie cast. Lorraine Bracco, Marilyn Sokol, James Matteo, Mark Wahlberg, the effervescent Juliette Lewis, Michael Imperioli, Michael Rappaport, Ernie Hudson, Ghostbuster himself, the twins Cynthia and Brittany Daniel, and the writer himself as Frankie Pinewater. Now, I know I've seen this one. I didn't watch it at the time. Obviously, the controversy surrounding this is well known, blamed for the shootings of Heath High School and then more directly the Columbine massacre. This film was also lumped in with Natural Born Killers in various lawsuits by victims. Stay tuned for Natural Born Killers, as we will definitely be watching that soon here on the Moviecast. I remember some things. I remember how skinny DiCaprio is and thinking he doesn't really appear like an athlete. Probably, is not well cast. Ultimately, now, yes, he's a heroin addict. So yes, he's supposed to be skinny, but just doesn't give off that confidence, I remember. I remember some shower scenes. I remember what else? Barely remember Marky Mark. So I'm eager to watch it again and pay closer attention with whatever experience I've gained by being alive. But I don't know if it's a good film. It has mixed reviews. I think its legacy is one of notoriety. And because of that, maybe it's worth owning on 4K should that ever come out. Maybe it's worth rewatching quite often. It does have a pretty good soundtrack. From Pearl Jam to BJ Harvey. That's a funny, ironic statement. Wikipedia, thank you. There's a greater list of people in between that, but gotta love PJ Harvey. And the cost of the movie isn't listed here on Wikipedia. You can probably look it up. Only got $2.4 million at the box office, so that means it lost a little bit. It premiered at Sundance, however, and then widely released later that same year. So we have this, we have Natural Born Killers, we have Pearl Jam's Jeremy. All these have this sort of fantasy about killing people in it, and let's re-examine it. I know we now know in hindsight the association between the two things, while not direct, and psychologists, the police, and everyone has, proven over and over again, this is not a direct correlation, but still the association between two events can be, triggering, can be painful nonetheless, and that's how it should be remembered. It should never be decoupled from the things that happened, even if it was not responsible for it, if that makes sense. But let's see if it's even worthy of that. Calvin and Hobbes has the well-known ultimate white bread cartoon, beloved of the 90s, the goat of comic strip cartoons, has fantasies of him blowing up a school. So, fantasy, I think, has its place, and you can't be afraid of fantasy. You can only control actions. So let's go ahead and dive in. I have the Blu-ray release of this, and the title is pulled up and scrubbed back. 3, 2, 1, go. Should see in here Our Friend the Lion from MGM. And the New Line logo next. And a third production, Island. Come on, let's go. We all put our money into this. We all need our little animated logo. Nice. Reverb electric opening. It almost should be a 80s action film. Is she getting banged? What is she screaming about? What's funny is that woman is clearly Jewish. Leo does rage well. And like weird fits. He's in Catholic school. Getting his ass whooped. Some other familiar faces. Was that a young tuna back there from Blow? Maybe not. Ragehead. Marky Mark. Kind of likes it. Assume the position. Don't listen to him. I'm a tough guy, but I speak soft. He's also tiny. Look at him. Even Pedro's even tinier. League of short men here. A very small basketball team. Marky Mark, at this point, has a lot of experience hanging out on the street and getting in fights and beating up people while screeching racist things at them. Allegedly. I don't know the truth to all of that, but it's on his Wikipedia, so. Yeah, and what year is this? It must be the 80s. What are they, huffing ether? Some chunky ass barf. Oh, there's another legendary character actor there. Jesus, see? Well, that reeks of improvisation by him. What? What would fuck all of them? And can you? Jim, I can rebound with anybody. Why aren't they drinking beers? Like, why are you huffing ether? What a strange group to be in. Like, yeah, access to heroin takes some sort of connections here. Oh, another familiar face. Don't they have locks on those? Well, I guess, Yeah, look how rail thin they all are, except for Mark. I'd body them up. Even if they had skill, bodied out. Mm. So they have to travel across to Jersey or somewhere. I mean, or Brooklyn. I'm not sure why they took the ferry there. Decent layup, if that was Leo. See, action is so shaky here on 23 frames per second. People have an aversion to high frame rates, but to me, it's one of these things that it's what you're used to. For slow shots, I think it does add a level of uncanny valley that makes it seem not quite real. When people say high frame rate looks like video, it does. But I do like at least 60, especially for any sort of action shot. And then you slow it down, it's going to look smoother too. Slow motion is just an ultra high frame rate camera traditionally, so chimpy. Another Leo narrator movie. He's done quite a few of those, hasn't he? Robbing him blind. Marky's so short. There's absolutely no defense. I mean, put someone in the fucking paint, block some of these layups. Nobody's even shooting. Oh, trick pass. Hmm. What? Jesus. Eight. Nice IHOP back there too. A box cutter. Oh, where'd he get a bottle? Ripped his pants. Chill out, Marky Mark. Now, who are those men who let the boys go in first with all the weapons? Why'd they let them get their asses whooped? Go in there first. And they just magically get away. Damn. That's it? Juliette Lewis, $15. Okay, sure. Mm. Aw. Lots of horror action on this block. Ah. There he is. Jesus, man. Forgot about the extreme racism against black people in this film. What? That schlong. There's that term. I don't think schlong made it past the 90s. And even then it seemed to be a regional thing. For some reason my friends liked it. Probably I'm guessing my one of my friends saw this film because we were all into basketball and his parents were more lax about such things. These new artists. Oh, to be a writer. Oh. Two for one? I think they'd have to pay double, right? Damn. Fake titties, but that's a pretty hot dancer. Horn dog Leo, whose one tooth is kind of in the middle of his upper gum. It's a good song. Remember this scene. Bad makeup on his brows, though. Geez. Damn. tough, man. And this is well done. You know, you're painting the way this kid lives, and this is definitely a love letter to New York, even though New York would never work like this. Just jerking off on the roof. That part's a little strange, but being on the roof is great. Yeah, you should eat, you skinny fuck. uh, hey, white boy. Good angle. So it's gonna be like that. So it's like that. That's what you said. Come on, man. Get your slang right. Big Ernie, though, is looking huge compared to Leo. Good song. What? And again, the lack of people is just bullshit. That court would have 35 people on it. I guess it's supposed to be 78 this year. Yeah, playing so much weaker now. Quit backing into me, man. Right? But not tall, not taller than Leo, just thicker. Is that a third nipple on Marky Mark? It is, isn't it? That was totes no big deal. Ass is out, gentlemen. Nicely done. Spank it. Jesus Christ. Grabs his dick. That really is. That's not Marky Mark. Okay. Yeah, no. I like the one kid with chest hair. It was a shit ton of it. That is kind of accurate. It's okay for him. Then belly flop. Some heroin, bitch. You're going to like it because I'm going to inject it under your scrotum. We're special friends, aren't we? Hold hands. Yeah, no to the dive thing. Bullshit. Very polite young man. You hit your head on a rock. Jesus, it's still bleeding? That ain't cool. Choker. Okay. Where's mine? Winky. Your name's Winky? Oh, thank you. Yeah. Inky and whatever dot. There's PJ Harvey. Fuck yeah. Twins, Leo. Now, did she and her twin sister have surgery? Because they don't really look like they do in later things, like what, Joe Dirt and cocaine or snortable heroin. Fucking on cocaine. Yeah, I carry a box cutter that I stole from someone. I beat him up. Put it on. Are you sure you want to do that? Has he ever clapped cheeks before? Is this his first time? At least he's acting correctly on the drug. We know Leo likes some coke. Well, he's continuing to do it all, which is the problem. So it really is not just a heroin thing. It's a kind of descent into drug culture and drug use in general. Counterculture, drug use. Going into the 80s here. Ugh. Drowning it with cough syrup? Why does that bitch have so many prescriptions? Okay, so he's just a drug fiend doing everything. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, you wonder? Gotta space your drugs out, bro. Can't be that geeked out. Leo's face is widened as he got older, and, you know, he looks like an owl. He still does here, but he has the youthful, boyish charms. And now he's, you know, really round-headed and round-faced, and God help us all, we all get thicker, potato-like, but he looks like an owl. Very much like an owl. Can't think of another creature. Ugh. Wet Leo. Yeah, exactly, man. Don't gatekeep grief, you fuck. Shut the fuck up. Whiny Leo here. Scene really reeks. Yep. Weekend, too. Still okay. Leo always is okay, but yeah. Okay, so I kind of remember this scene here. This is kind of your Lieutenant Dan moment of, emotional release. Nope, but I think you will. Yeah. Stereotypical mom. Ugh. See, there he goes, drooling and foaming again. The confession. So the Catholic overtones, paint the character, which is fine, but almost everything Catholic now, and rightfully so, has become a cliche. Uh huh. Yeah, I masturbated on top of a building. Sounds pretty easy. Yep. Welcome to religion. That fucking rebound drill. I remember one time I was at basketball practice and I was chewing gum. It was Icebreakers gum. And it melted into this like crap that I didn't want to swallow. And there was no place to spit. And I remember I just held it in there for a while. And then I went in, in that bag in the shower. And then I spit this nasty white fucking, just everything, like full mouth of spit. And someone was like, dude, he threw up. I was like, nope. I mean, I've done that, but not this time. This is the weird scene I remember. Nope, we sure don't. At least he knew what was up. What is that, $2? $40? Can't blame you. He's what, 15? It's pretty bad acting here. He's too calm. They should have slowed it down a little. Leo's doing good. Let's see. Now here's the turn. So he had stage 3s. He came in wanting to know what's up. He switched gears to perversion. And now he's like, fuck you. I would stop playing for that pedophile, man. Doesn't matter that he's gay. It's that he's a boy here. Here's your dream sequence. So again, in the context of this film, this doesn't even seem that, there's nothing even premeditated about it. He's not an outcast. He's got great friends. He's heavy into drugs, but this is just, if anything, this is a Terminator ripoff. This is, this particular scene is 100% Terminator. Terminator 2 at that. And we're talking, this is 1995. So, 1000% he's just trying to look like Arnold. And the whole killing all your classmates is not literal. He doesn't want them to suffer. He doesn't want them to, say, die because he's afraid of it. He hates this system. And he's been abused physically, mentally, otherwise, sexually now. How do you expect someone to like fantasize after that? I think he overdoes it a bit. Someone that fucked up would be kicked out for being drunk or intoxicated, and then, they'd find out. You got to play it a little smoother. Not saying I'm someone who was able or ever did that, but yous would know. And see, now, obviously, DiCaprio's back down. Now he's acting, but you see, he's not. They have a fucking thing on him, bro. Read it. Whoa. See, and they also don't develop him as the straight man of the crew. Like, it should be more about all four of them, an ensemble. And one of them should be tall, but I wonder how tall the actual guy is. Now, I guess the real guy was 6'3", which is way taller than any of these people on screen. He also was super skinny, so I'm not surprised. Riders on the Storm, ladies and gentlemen, always a good. A week. That's it? Okay. You tried to buy sex from me. Mm, nope. I want a fucking job. I don't care if Swifty is a fucking pedophile, although that would be the angle to stay on. Yeah, I remember now Neutron. Where do you get that sick leather jacket from, though? Mm-hmm. What? Wow. We heard it break, but I guess it didn't break. What a clean trash can, right? You'll see that? Again, I'm time to check in about the film production itself. I'm impressed with the scene to scene. I don't know how much of it is based on the book. Guaranteed lots of changes, but I kind of like the cuts. I kind of like the shots. Shooting on location in New York is always better. The fact that they cleared out people so New York seems desolate is better. Uh, yep. Damn. Got a taillight out though. GTO. Passed out in the phone booth. Mm. I can get you the same thing. I'm so soft talking. So I guess their entrance into crime is his older brother. Oh, broke his arm? His own brother's arm? There's the author. So you can see how he played basketball. See, 6'3" is a point guard. Now, wonder how much Leo and him hung out, just like Depp hung out with yeah. It's actually a picture of Leo there, isn't it? Again, the story is so well balanced that we have. Oh, Juliette Lewis, man. Story should be about her and the hooker with the heart of gold. Now she was also in big fat dude back there, but she was in Natural Born Killers, famously, which we will watch soon as part of this related sub-thread miniseries. I don't know if I do a good enough job on this movie cast about relating episodes to each other. I think I do kind of. There's several mini runs that I want to do. That's how I kind of program. I want to see a bunch of Robin Hood movies, Ninja Turtles movies. You get the drift, right? I mean, he is. Mm. Well, now he's B&E to B&E. Oh, because you're that fucked up. Do it. So petty thievery, except they are armed. Wow. Racist, entirely out of bounds racism. Get out of there. It's interesting that crime has, in a lot of ways, dropped off in terms of petty thievery based on cameras. Not entirely. It certainly makes it a harder operation to just kind of execute, though. Serving them? How old are they? I guess they were maybe seniors, dropped out, right? I mean, not clear. Because now he's in college. So I guess, yeah, they're 18. They dropped out. This is bad exposition. You don't need this kind of dialogue. Shut up. Just watch. Just. Okay, now they're still in school. 17. Yeah, I don't like the forcefulness of Wahlberg here. Not that he's doing wrong, but the direction's bad. 1 year later, he would play another creep in Fear. Stay tuned. It'll be part of this mini run. And now he's gone full junkie. I remember this scene too. Junkies who have made it in pop culture. Obviously this guy, Hunter S. Thompson, William Burroughs, and one you may not know, but the guy who ate crap on Food Network early in the late 2000s or early 2000s, Andrew Zimmer, was a drug fiend criminal who lived on, in abandoned places and jacked people forcefully for fucking money. So think about that. This little dude here, Andrew Zimmer, and the guy who, again, eats all kinds of shit and was known for that. That's who he is. Some real skinheads. Rappaport, actually a big dude. Oh, really? See, another imagery. So again, the whole like murder thing is not about that. It's an imagery of chaos and suicide and death and also rejection of the life that you've had. It's very artistic, and he says piss all over the ground. And this should be shit too. But this is not the actions taken by those idiots who really killed people. And I think this is the important dialogue you need to have. This is an artistic portrayal in fiction where no one is getting hurt. And even the fact that it's a true story, he's not doing this. A strong man or a true hero kill themselves before they'll kill anyone else. And that's why they deserve help. That's why addiction deserves, what it is. And I don't mean to preach or to just, face anything like this with like, oh, you have to do this. But, I remember being a substitute teacher and having to talk about Romeo and Juliet. And I remember the real teacher telling me like, stress the fact that this is crazy, that you shouldn't kill yourself over another person, especially when you're 15 and you think you're in love. And we had an open dialogue in the class about it. I think that was interesting. Maybe one of the best bits of advice I got that isn't overhanded, but is accurate about how you need to address things in comparative society and why English as a major and as a line of study is vitally important. Now that's, again, English in this country or English in an English speaking language. But the true term is literature. You need to read these works because nothing is more in depth than the written word. No movie will ever be as in depth as the book. And because of that, if there's something that's working, you absolutely have to absorb it. Give me that. Bust any ghosts recently? And despite his racism, so you have your Huck Finn story here. This character is a racist by proxy, at least. His friends were racist against him because he's black, even though they're in New York, and there should be some sort of, again, I get it, but of all places in the world, this isn't the American South. Look at that one white mustache hair. Bro, I know how that feels. God damn it. Mm. So here you go. Magic Negro. And I know that's an inappropriate term, but I'm using it because that's how I know this trope to be. It is. Well, why was he taking his pants off? There you go. Pay it forward. Dope sick. And this scene is familiar, although possibly conflated with Train Spotting. And drug addiction, well described by what's his name, uh Homer, I guess. Odysseus and the sirens, strapping himself to the mast pole, weathering the storm. That is the best analogy you can have. Good song to put on it. Again, there he is doing his thing, spitting and convulsing. Convulsing, being mad, and being relatively psycho. These are the tropes. Like a little ant. See? And so Gilbert Grape is almost, how he learned how to do anything. We have another scene of it. I mean, I could deal without this third scene, but again, I do think between the good popular music selected, these are quick cuts, but they look good, and the transfer is okay. This is an okay transfer, much better than a Blu-ray. But with the grain on this film and the darkness, I really want a 4K HDR. Oddly enough, my computer sensed playing this as, look at those cars, as HDR, but it's not. I don't think it really truly is. A good book about there's a good book about life in the city by Gordon Parks. So go Google him if you want to. Yeah, great camera work here. Honestly, I really, it's a lot in the ways the soundtrack. I don't remember that from when I saw this, but the mood is established well. There's some slow parts, there's some redundant parts. By the way, Blow will be part of this series, so stay tuned. But a tale of two movies. Oh, Diane has turned her life around. Good. Look at her. She looks great. Yeah. When you were cool in high school and then you became a fucking loser, yelling at some mom. And by the way, I'm not saying that from experience. Just that's exactly what it was. I'm glad she turned her life around. That means he can too. And yep, surprise, surprise. Ooh, happy ending. Blowing men in the alley. Okay, god damn. Well, he didn't have to suck so many dicks. That's the Midnight Cowboy aspect of this. Should we put that in the the movie cast? I don't know. He just lets them suck his dick. Okay. I mean, is it getting off? Because if so, then he's a little gay. Yo, I don't think I could get a boner. You know? But yeah, Midnight Cowboy. What else do we have that fits this? My Own Private Idaho. Absolutely. Look at these big leather dusters he's wearing. Had to take another racist stand, didn't you, Marky? It's undercover. Look at that mullet. Punching him? All right. It's baby laxative. Oh, there's that fake scream. The one often coupled with the Wilhelm. Mm. Still got a lot of fight in them for some fucking malnourished dope fiends, you know? Ugh. So, again, the characterization of a drug fiend here is, you know, almost a classic one. And that makes sense because this was 1978 or 79. This isn't a 90s drug fiend. But you know, the execution of it translated. So the 70s to 90s connection, it's interesting here, right? Like with Cobain and you know, Pearl Jam and everyone else, you know, I would without doubt guarantee DiCaprio has done heroin. Now, again, that drool is his X factor. Drool, yelling, and cringing his whole body. Jesus. Again, the Gilbert Grape moans come to mind, you know, and it's you can't blame a guy for doing the same thing that worked. I mean, the neighbors would have called the cops or whooped his ass by now. They're all fucked up. What's up, man? That's not a 70s dialogue. That's the updated Neo 90s part. They're not even adults. Okay. So 16, 17 this whole time. Jesus. This is your Hunter S. Thompson preachy point. Portland, street kids. Ooh, that's a lot of fucking applause for an open mic. This must be a staged reading of his. I'm the new David Foster Wallace. Oh, wait, well, younger than him. I'm the new William Burroughs. Okay, so 17. I put in like 4 albums. Okay, cool. So he's a cool hipster guy. Maybe he still does drugs. I don't know. I don't want to put that on him, but good soundtrack. All right, let's order of operations. Leo is always good, so he was good. It was a good script, and it's overall a good story. But I would say of what's working here, number one is the acting of Leo combined with the script and the original story, combined with adequate directing and adequate photography, all those things. And then number two is the soundtrack. Really good choice of music here that sets it and grounds it. It updates this 70s thing to a 90s vibe, which is, a 20-year jump. It's impressive that was able to be done and to make it relevant. And it has a darkness that's unapologetic, but it has a happy ending. It's a story of an artist coming through to the other side. So if anything, it's Disney-esque. You have a happy ending. Now, whether or not this guy's life is happy is none of our business, but this story is a happy ending. So fascinating. I'll give this a good movie rank. This is a good movie. So 3. So out of 5, 3.5. That's a little generous. 3.3, 3.2, 3.3, even 3 out of 5. But that's the range we're in. And that's, of all time with all films. And that's a pretty goddamn good thing. It's underrated. I'll take this on 4K. If this is released, I'll buy it. And that's all you need to hear. So once again, this is DNA signing off on the big Sleepover Moviecast. And I'll see you on the next episode. Goodbye.